DJ Do-Wrong from Hot.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. On hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Caron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Yeah, Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man, hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in, we here to help. Now tune in, we here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in, we here to help. Now tune in, we here to help.
Good afternoon, Greg Deville back in the air chair one more time. Let's talk about real estate, wealth, and getting into residual income. As you know, wealth is not a respect of persons. You can have it, you can attain it, you can go get it. Go after wealth. There's so many ways and avenues to develop wealth in your life. Today, we're going to talk about wealth. We're going to talk about economics, financial literacy. We're going to talk about solar marketing. Understand one thing. Solar marketing in our today, as we relate to today, one of the problems we're seeing is NV energy increase, and they do it because they can. Not that it needs to be. They make it. Those execs are making well. As many of you know, Warren Buffett owns NV Energy, got a great stock in NV Energy. Well, let me put it this way. I own solar in my home, and I'm purchasing solar. So with me purchasing it, I haven't gotten a power bill in 2 years. I merely get a bill from NV Energy for the connection from the pole or from the power source to my home. Once it connects to my home, from there, I am now using the grid. I am on my solar panels. I'm producing more than needed so that I don't, I have more capacity. So many of you that listen to having solar, people say, well, I'm still getting a power bill. And it may just be you don't have enough panels for capacity on what you're producing. Example, there was a family of 2 who had solar put on their home. They were leasing the solar panels, and they got a bill when they had company over to the house for 30 days. So that means they only had enough capacity for 2. Anytime they went beyond the norm, it would create outside of capacity, meaning they then got a bill. Let me give you my contact information. 702-349-0162. 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, Deville Solar Marketing Group. We want to start a campaign about solar marketing. As many of you know, we live in one of the great sunshine states where we have great sunshine every day. Very, very few days we don't have sun. But we build enough energy that the meter goes back so far that by the time we catch up, it's going to take a month to catch up on using that solar panel. And so I want to start this campaign. I really want to see many of you. Let's get involved. Let's get on board. Think about it. No upfront costs at all, right? You have the opportunity to start with your solar marketing. And I want to bring on today my guest. He's my rep for marketing. I'm with a company called Power, Powper. And what we talk today is to bring the awareness about the benefit of having solar. There's a benefit, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you all that correct information. So today I wanted to bring on my rep, and he's available. He made the time, and I want to appreciate him for coming on board. My rep for Power Solar Marketing, Power Solar, Dana LeBlanc. Come on, Dana. How you doing, my man?
In the house, man. Can you hear me okay?
There you go, man. You sounding good. How you doing, brother?
All is well, man. All is well. It's God is good. The sun is shining. And
absolutely.
We're vertical, man. We're above ground and vertical.
That's right. And we're producing our own energy.
We're producing our own energy.
That's right. That's right. We're producing. I love it. I get up sunshine. I say, well, another great day of solar.
Yeah. Man,
it's exciting.
People fail to realize that, that the sun is a resource from God.
Yeah.
And so when you utilize solar, you're literally utilizing and honoring God as the creator by what he gave us as an energy source.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's right.
I love it.
And yeah, absolutely. And it's good for the skin, the vitamin D. It's good for your skin. I mean, a lot of people are out sitting in the sun, and my uncle in California, he loves to sit out in the sun, and he said, man, it just feels good. We don't just necessarily here in Vegas sit out in the sun. I mean,
right.
It's 110, right? The sun makes it probably 120. There's a degree with the sun. And so, but I'm glad you came on board this morning to let's talk. I'm starting the solar campaign. I want people to understand the importance of why having solar. So I wanted to bring you on today to explain to many of our listeners the benefit, if you would, take the floor, share with them the benefit of solar marketing.
Absolutely, the benefits. And I first want to say, Greg, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you. It's been a little while since we've last connected on this platform, but hey, Here we are today. My name is Dana LeBlanc. I work with a company called Power Solar, and Greg and I have teamed up to help the consumer see the benefit of going solar. Right now is the best time ever to go solar. I've been in this industry for about 12 years. And we call it the solar coaster. There's been ups and downs. Our industry is fighting legislation, and we are fighting some challenges right now, but we are committed to pushing the solar initiative forward. And so again, right now is the best time to go solar. So let's just start talking about the benefits of it. When you look at all that's taking place, Greg, in the world, not just in the US, but worldwide, and some of the challenges that we're facing with our liberties and our freedoms of choice and the freedoms of just having that power to choose, all those things are in question. And, utility and producing clean energy is right on the front lines of that. And the benefit of going solar is that you take the power back into your hands, and you're not limited, or you're not privy to these utility companies that are constantly raising rates, that are buying power from other states. You take the power, you determine how much power you want to produce, you determine if you want to have power if the grid goes out, and you determine how much you're going to pay for that power. And so that's the biggest benefit. And then there's also some incentives and rebates that we can talk about with the federal tax credit, which it's under fire right now. Again, they're trying to take that freedom from the U.S. Population, but I am determined, along with our industry, to help as many people as we can see the benefits, get those rebates and those incentives, and just make better choices by how you are producing and buying power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you mentioned something very vital is now, because what they're trying to do, as you mentioned, is cutting off that increase, that benefit.
Sure.
Now, there's a couple ways we know that when it comes to solar, that we could either purchase or lease. When we talk about the purchase versus the lease, can you break down for someone listening today who's been considering it but not sure if they should purchase or they should lease? What would be the benefit? Can you give us some information on that?
Sure. So we'll talk high level about that, right? There are multiple ways that a consumer can go solar. The bottom floor of that is that you have a FICO score of 650.
Okay.
And that's really the bottom floor of that. But when you look at ways to go solar, you can pay cash for a solar system, you can finance a system, you can lease a system. There's multiple ways, and we have solutions that fit every family profile. The biggest difference in the two is that when you purchase a solar system in the U.S. right now, that be it cash or through financing a system, you are eligible for a 30% federal tax credit. That is huge for people who may have tax debt or that are going to have tax debt. Now, that tax situation really works in multiple different ways. It depends on the tax bracket that you're in. It depends on how much you paid out of your annual income, when you pay your taxes. However, that federal tax credit right now is 30%. So let's just say you have let's just use round numbers. Your solar system costs $10,000. You're eligible for a $3,000 federal tax credit break through that system. So that's one of the biggest benefits of purchasing a system. Also, you own that system. You own it right away. It does put some equity in your property. We can talk more about that on a later show. We don't want to give all the gold nuggets today, but you can potentially put equity back in your property by owning a solar system. Okay. So if you have tax debt and you want that sense of ownership and you want to potentially put equity back in the property, then purchasing a system is definitely the way to go. Through Power, which our company provides a 30-year warranty on the system. That is huge.
Absolutely.
Typically, you're going to see about a 20 to 25-year warranty on most solar systems. Power, we actually provide a 30-year protection on that solar system. That covers both the roof penetrations, solar, inverter, the whole 9 yards. $0 out of your pocket. Okay. Wonderful. So if you want to own that system, then again, you got the federal tax credit. You have what we call SREC or SGIP, which is a rebate on the batteries from most states. Again, that varies from state to state. So that's really the benefit of owning a system. Let's just say you are retared age or you're going to be in your home long term and you don't really need those tax breaks, right? Leasing is also an amazing way to go because it gives you all the upfront benefits of solar minus the federal tax credit, but it helps you save money every month. You also have that 25 to 30 year warranty on your system. We maintain that system for you. And so again, we have multiple ways. So again, the differences are really that federal tax credit. If you can benefit from that tax credit, if not, then let's lease that system for you. Leases today are much more friendly than they used to be, let's say 5 to 10 years ago. If you move in the next 5 years, you can transfer that system at any time. Okay. And then at the end of the lease, you can also purchase it at fair market value. Sometimes we're seeing that around $1,000, again, that's a fair market value done by a third party appraiser. So again, solar is a huge benefit because here's the thing, Greg, that utility companies are forever raising their rates. We're going to talk about the utility increases that NV Energy is having today that go into effect in the next few days by July 1st.
I saw 9% hike in residential electricity rates effective 2025. 9%. One of the things that I enjoy, and I personally have solar on my home, and what I enjoy is that my bill every month is flat. It's the same. It's consistent. I think I did get a power bill from NV Energy for the connection was like $20, $22, right? That was just a connection. I'm like, NV Energy sent it. I opened it, $22. I'm saying, well, I love it. And I have 6 rooms and 3,000 square feet.
Right,
$22, but I love the fact, and one of the reasons I wanted to get on board with you about solar is because the equal pay, the equal balance, right? It doesn't matter. I had an equal balance through NV Energy, what they call an equal balance pay plan, right? That many are on. But even with that, I was at 387. About a year later from there, it went up to 410. That's an equal plan that I would play year round. Having solar, I'm at 286, and I've been there for 2 years, and I'm there for the next 20 years. If I stay in my home, I plan to keep it. I mean, 6 rooms, I'm going to use it as a rental property. But the point is, you're going to stay and pay somewhere. I don't care where you go. You're going to pay NV Energy. So I'm staying, and I'm just paying what I know every month. It's auto draft, right? I don't even have to look at it. Real simple. Now, I would say when I first purchased my home 9 years ago, the electricity bill for the summer was ranging about $900 to about $1,200 a month. That's in Vegas in the summer, just to be comfortable. And that's keeping it at 80 in the day, but 72 at night. I like to sleep in a little chill because it helps me. I don't like to be hot. But even with that, 9 to 11 between the summer months, which is 4 months, I'll tell you, to be at a 286, it's a no-brainer, man. And so I will tell everyone, and there was no upfront cost. I didn't pay a dime to install it on the property.
I love it.
Yeah, most things you have to put a deposit on, so on and so. No, it's a mere application. You mentioned there was a FICO score of at least a 650 FICO. Now, is that even with the lease? Are we still in the same pocket with the lease on that FICO?
We pretty much are. We've seen some lease, what we call TPO or third party ownership products, that will go down as low as a 640. But typically, we want to see 650. That's right, the sweet spot for getting anyone approved for finance or for lease. I want to say, man, I'm so proud of you, bro, for taking that initiative and taking that step to not only save money, but to help the planet go green.
Absolutely.
Right. And you're pushing that solar initiative forward. And I love it. I love it. I love it. We're seeing, man, at least a 50% savings for most clients. Now, let me just preface or qualify that by saying it does depend on how much you're currently paying. So if you're paying less than $100 a month, you're not going to see a huge savings from solar. However, we do have technology now with solar and battery that in the event that there's a grid outage, and again, we never know when that's going to happen. In California right now, there are just over the weekend, there were 67,000 homes without power because of grid outages. And so you never know when that's going to happen. So now in Nevada, we have batteries as well. So if the power goes out, if your neighbors' homes are dark or it's dark in the neighborhood, guess what? Your family is going to have power. You'll be able to have lights. You can watch television if you want to. You can cook on the stove if you want to.
So in other words, they dark, you lit.
You don't.
They're dark and you're lit.
You might want to put shades on the windows just in case, so people's not knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, we need power."
Right. And that battery backup, that's a great, incentive to having solar is that battery backup. So again, as you mentioned, being off the grid, you can still power up your solar, because many have solar cars, and so imagine the power out. You can't even drive your car if you use it to the battery usage, right? That's so. But
well, you know what? Let me add to that, Greg, because I mean, think about this. Think about let's go deeper than just saying in EV. What if you have medical equipment in the house? Let's just say you have a CPAP machine in the house, and the power goes out. What are you gonna do? Well, with solar and battery, if you have a CPAP in the house, guess what? Your CPAP machine is still going to work.
Wow. Yeah. That's powerful. That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who take care of their elderly family members, whether it be the mom, dad, or whatever. And that's very, very powerful. The other point I thought was valuable, as a real estate broker myself, they're transferable. So when you purchase, they're transfer. So people say, well, what if I decide to move? What do I do? At the end of the day, I sold. And let me add to that, it does increase value.
Yes.
And there's no prepayment penalty. There's no payment. The other one I ran into selling a home, he had a due on sale clause. So those that are listening, they want to pay attention to those contracts, right? Because we're not just here to just for us. We're saying they might be entertaining another company, but because we want to educate the community, we want you to be sure to read the fine print that there's no due on sale clause. I had a client, he owed $29,000 on his unit. They wanted him to, because he didn't realize he signed a due on sale. Once he sold, guess what? That payment was due. He said, ooh, $29,000. So we had to put it back on the market. We increased it by 15 and we got the value. So it does add an increase of value to your home from experience. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this campaign, because I speak from experience when it comes to this solar, because again, the transferable part. So even if, again, you have to move, you have to sell, the person merely qualifies to take over where you left off.
That is true. That's true. I will say this: about 18 to 20% of homes in the U.S. right now have solar. I know that number sounds low. That shows you how much work we still have to do in the solar industry to help adopt the concept of solar. But my point is this: is that if you go to sell that property, it is easily transferable. Okay. Yes. When people say to me, well, what if the new owner doesn't want the solar? Well, when the new owner is looking for homes, they're going to be looking for a home with or without a pool. They're going to be looking for a home that has a 1-story or a 2-story. They're going to also be looking for a home that has solar. Why wouldn't you want to choose a home? Let's say you have two homes side by side. They're identical, square footage. Everything is the same. One has solar and one does not have solar.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they're going to choose the home that has solar because it's energy efficient, and they're going to be saving a lot of money in the long run, as well as the interim, because they're saving money on their utility bill.
And they're going to know what the bill, because, when I'm selling homes with solar, they say, well, how much is the monthly on this? I got one in Henderson now. How much are you paying? He's paying $78 a month.
Sure.
So what the power bill. So you can contact NV Energy. Those of you don't know, you're getting ready to purchase a home. You want to know what the usage is. You can contact NV Energy and get the annual usage, what that property is annually before you purchase. And then you can ask the realtor, in the event that there's a solar, how much is the monthly? And that monthly is fixed, not like this 9% increase NV Energy has. This rate hike on residential. You never worry again about an increase, a hike, a strike.
I love that, man. I love that. I mean, think about the power of that, right? So people say, well, I'm not sure if I want to sign a 10, 15, 20, 25 year loan. Well, guess what? You're in a lifetime commitment with NV Energy right now.
There it is.
Right?
You said it. Could you repeat that?
You are in a lifetime commitment in a contract with NV Energy right now. So as long as you stay in that home, or you stay in the Nevada area, you're in a lifetime contract with NV Energy. Okay.
Absolutely.
And the thing about it, and it fluctuates. I mean, that's frustrating. Your utility bill is one of the few bills that you have that fluctuates like that. It's hard to budget. It's hard to account for the monies the month prior because you don't know what that bill is going to be.
Exactly.
Like Greg is saying, with solar, you know what your payments are going to be for the next 25 years, possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to circle back with, and just talk about the rate increases that NV Energy is going to have coming up this year. Now check this out. So it's a 9% increase over this next year. People don't know that it's starting, that 9% increase is starting July 1st. That's what, 5 or 6 days from now. Okay. Yeah. There's 3 aspects of that, Greg, that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the average bill increase. I want to talk about the purpose for those increases, and then the timing and the process of how that works. Okay.
There you go.
Let's talk about the bill increase. So at a 9% increase, we're looking at an anywhere from $11 to $15 per month as an increase. Now that depends on your consumption. If you calculate that over 12 months, we're looking at anywhere from $130, almost up to $180 per year that your bill is going to increase. Now that's just with the current approved 9%. Okay. Let's talk about the purpose of that 9%. Okay. NV Energy has made investments of about $215 million in certain things, and gas peaker plants and battery and storage transmission projects, things of that nature. But the kicker here is that they want to increase their shareholders' stake from 9% to 10.25%. The consumer has no control over that whatsoever. Right. So when you see these rate increases, as long as you don't have solar, you are privy to these rate increases that are happening all of the time. So take your power back. You determine how much you want to pay for your energy and produce clean energy made by the sun. It's a long-term investment.
Absolutely. And the point being that you can lease or purchase, so you're not stuck in having to purchase for those of you. But again, here's here's my reasoning. The reason I decided to purchase is I never want to lease anything that I can never own. So I'm going to have the house for 30 years or 15 more years. Guess what? I want to know that I'm buying something that stays with me, that my money didn't go down the drain. That's like renting. It's like renting a house. You never get ownership. You never gain the equity of it. That's why we talk about home ownership. So we're going to talk home ownership, and that's the reason I tied solar to Deville Realty, is because if you're going to own it, then own solar too. Can you imagine one day, somebody imagine paying off their mortgage? Well, can you imagine paying off your solar? You're never having another power bill than $13, $20, whatever that NV Energy for the connection, just for the connection. But then you have this battery backup. You have, you off the grid, baby. You can't imagine. This is, that's what I thought because the guy did offer me when they came over, they did offer to do a lease with me on my home. But when I considered over time, that I could own my own power and sit back in this big home and never pay a power bill.
Sure. Now, that's a great point, man. I love it. But again, I want to say that every situation is different, right? Yeah. And so although leases, I'm with you. Ownership is great. Ownership is always best. But there are situations out there where a lease works best. Okay.
Oh, now, absolutely. Yes.
With the lease, you can actually own that system after the 5th year. You can buy out that contract after the 5th year. Like I said, leases today are a lot more friendly than they were 5 or 10 years ago. Okay.
Wonderful.
So if you want that sense of ownership, hey, and you can't, take that federal tax credit, go with the lease, pay it off in 5 years. And like Greg said, you will have no utility bill once you pay that lease off.
You mentioned something a moment ago, and it was funny. You said the surprise of what your bill. I literally, Dana, it's peaked at the, raise it up through the, trying to see oh God, how much is the power this month, right? And never fail. Every month was more increase because of my usage, But I used to rip the bill and kind of open it up by the corner because I didn't want to be shocked with the whole thing. I just wanted to, what did the first number start with? Like, oh God, Now I don't even see it. It automatically drafts Sure. 289, 69, 89, one of them, I don't know, but I know it's definitely under 290, right?
Yeah,
and it's regularly, and it's never changing. And I don't care what I don't care what Warren Buffett does or decides to do with his team. It doesn't affect me in my power usage because I'm renewable energy. So
I love it.
Definitely want, yes.
I love it.
Those are benefits that you spoke. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you understand the concept. I mean, and you're the proof is in the pudding, right?
Yes.
So you know that it works. You're not just talking hyperbole or making things up here. You actually know from experience that it works. I want to give another benefit for Nevada residents of going solar. So Nevada is actually one of the sunniest states in the U.S. The way solar works is that the more sun, the more energy it produces. So when you look at solar systems versus in Nevada versus other states, you're getting a lot more for your return on your investment because you have more sun in Nevada than you do in other states. In Nevada, we're seeing anywhere from a 6 to 9 year payoff. That's the return on your investment, which is a huge investment. Most investments take 20 to 30 years for you to see any real return. But with the sun shining in Nevada and with the state of solar right now, with the tax incentives and rebates, we're seeing your solar, the return on your investment in about 6 to 9 years.
Yeah. And those are great benefits that, again, I wanted to make sure that we brought to the forefront with this new campaign, is because people right now are going to be seeing these power bills as the summer continues to, open to us, these energy bills. I mean, can you imagine a fixed income individual having to keep the air down because the costs increase?
Right.
So you have and here's what people need to understand is, if your mother owns her home, many of you that your parents live in their home, you can help them get solar on their home, so that they know every month, because they live on a fixed income, right? They know what their income is. They don't need the surprise of a power bill that you're having to help them every month, help mom and dad pay their power bill. Why don't you fix it? Help them to know, like, their income. They know what their income is. Help them to know what their power is. Right? That's another avenue that we can help our parents. Right.
I love that. I love that, Greg. That's so key. In fact, my personal motto, again, I've been in this for 12 years. I'm extremely customer centric. It's all about my clients. I sell like I would sell to my mother. I imagine my mother sitting on the other side of that table, and I am positioning her in a financial situation or benefit of her finances in a much better place than she is currently. And so just know this, and I think that's a great point for us to talk about, because there are a lot of scammers out there in the industry. And it's important that you partner with a consultant that has been around for a while, that knows what they're doing. They know their product, and they know how to size your system appropriately so that you are seeing those savings immediately. I've been doing this for 12 years, my friend, and it's all about taking care of the client.
Absolutely. And so, again, to our seniors now, and I'm just recapping just a bit here. When you spoke about purchase is not for everyone. Many of you can opt to do the lease. I know some of my seniors that we've worked with, the lease was a better option because they were tax exempt. So we didn't, the 15,000, 14, whatever that percentage might be, that 30% didn't benefit them because they're exempt. So that may not be an avenue for you, but a purchase may be for someone who's still filing and you want to use that towards, and you pay, because I pay taxes, right? I don't get, I'm not, no. Successful people pay taxes because we want to show the increase, right? Yeah. So, but that's another tax session, But again, making sure that you know where you fit in. And as you said, there are a lot of scammers. And many of you have been listening to me on radio. I've been radio 9 years out here in Las Vegas. And so a name that you trust. And so I'm doing a solar campaign to help many of you learn more about it. I know people have been talking about, well, it's not all that. Well, maybe because you didn't put enough, you don't have enough capacity of panels. Well, I got panels and I'm still getting a power bill. Can you explain? They've heard me talk about it, but let me let my reps speak to many of you who have gotten, or your friends will shoot them down quick. Girl, don't get solar because I got it. Explain to somebody why they're still getting a power bill from NV Energy and a solar bill.
Sure. Yeah, that's a very important aspect of going solar, is that, again, you're working with a qualified, experienced consultant that can help size that system appropriately. Let me just kind of tell you how we do that before I answer your question. Okay. We take a snapshot of at least the last 12 months of how much energy you have consumed from NV Energy. Okay. Right. That snapshot is going to give us a foundation of how much solar you need on your home. Now, I have seen it where people, the system wasn't sized appropriately, and they're receiving a solar bill plus a bill from NV Energy. Okay. Again, if you're working with a consultant, I won't even call them consultants. I'll call them salespeople that are just trying to, go solar just to make a paycheck, and they're not sizing that system appropriately. Yes, I've seen some nightmare situations out there where they're still receiving two bills. Okay. So maybe that your system wasn't sized appropriately. Maybe you purchased and moved into a home that already had solar. The needs of that previous family may have been different than what your needs are. That could be one reason. Maybe your panels are not working. Maybe the inverter is offline. There could be several things that could be going wrong with that system. And so, if you're having those issues, give Greg and I a call. Let's take a look at it for you, and let's try to help you solve that. This is not just about selling a deal or, signing a contract. We want to be a value proposition to all of Greg's listeners every week that we are doing this campaign. Okay.
Absolutely.
So there are multiple reasons why, and you want to get to the bottom line of why you're receiving two bills.
Right. And if you need to make contact, the contact would be 702-349-0162. Contact me. And listen, Dana is sharp, and I'm going to set you up with Dana so that you can directly get information. So if that's a concern, something that you that's holding you from considering because you heard somebody say, don't listen to, there was a story in the Bible where somebody listened to somebody else and missed the whole blessing. Was that Saul? That was Saul. King Saul missed it because he listened to the people and kept the goods when God said, get rid of everything, right? But he listened to people and he missed the blessing. He missed the blessing. And so who got blessed? David. Somebody else got blessed because you listened to other people. Just be careful. Listen to the professionals, those of us who can speak to exactly what your needs are. Whether it's a lease, you want more information on that. Whether it's a purchase, you want more information. What benefit is there for you on it? You didn't get to catch much of the show. 702-349-0162. We'd love to talk to you about it. We'd love to give you the information you need. So consider it. Think about it as the summer months increase. The sunshine in Vegas right now, it's a little cloudy, but the sun is still there. We're still producing.
And solar still works. Even in cloudy days, solar still works.
Yeah.
Great. Can I give you two more pieces of information?
Absolutely. Yes, go for it.
Again, we're about creating value here. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I also want to help create some urgency for our consumers. So right now, the House just passed a potential bill that could eliminate the federal tax credit. Okay. We're gonna know more about that in July. It still has to go through Senate. There's still several hurdles that it has to go through. But we want to create some urgencies with our consumers that get what you can get while you can get it. Okay. We don't know if it's going to be reduced, if it's going to be a step down, or if it's going to go away altogether. We don't know as an industry just yet. So we want to help you create some urgency while you're still able to get 30% federal tax credit. Please make that choice to do so right now. The second thing is that not only are we providing solar for you in your home, but we want to include you. We have $1,000 referral for anyone that you recommend to go solar and they install solar with us. We're paying your family $1,000. Greg, I had a lady over here in California who literally made $6,000 for me in 1 month by making 6 referrals, and they all went solar, and we paid her out.
There you go. At the end of the day. And so this business actually generates income for you while you're helping your friends save money. Sure. We are our brother's keeper, and it's important that we reach out. And that's one of the reasons the Greg Deville Wealth Real Estate Talk Show, financial literacy is to encourage. And, I understand I won't get all the clients. But what I've learned is education is valuable. And so we can educate the consumer. Now, many call me, and I want to appreciate the many of you that has contacted me as far as real estate, selling your home, buying a home. Many of you contacted me about solar. And so we want to give back to the community, educate you so that you'll know. I do home buyer education courses. I have them online now. So we used to do an 8-hour homebuyer class, but we've gone online now. So you can get that information. One of the things the government has decided is that we'll give you up to $25,000 towards a down payment, but you need to take this education class so that we can know that you've learned the value of home ownership. We're not just going to process $25,000. It's up to 3.5% of whatever you qualify up to.
Amazing.
Up to $25,000, right?
Amazing.
So with that being said, we're helping many families in that aspect. Then when we're done, we're having you to think about this solar. And I'm talking to my clients. Once we sell a home, I'm saying, look, I have it on my home. My security system that I use on my home, Vivid Security. Guess how many of those I've sold?
Sure.
People get into a new home, they're a little leery, and they say, I think I want a little alarm just to kind of make me get adapted, familiar with the neighborhood. And guess what? I probably sold 90% of every home I've sold a solar, not a solar, but a home security system.
Nice.
And they get in, and so referral fees are also there, as well as the people are a little slower when it comes to the solar because they've heard so many things against it versus trying it. And one of the things important for me is to say, I have it.
Yes, sir. I love
that. I have Vivid in my home as my home security. I have solar in my home, and I'm paying one flat rate. The last 2 years, I have not gotten a power bill from NV Energy.
Awesome. Greg, you are phenomenal, my friend. I want to just say that you are a trendsetter. You're a great example to your community, and you're always outreaching and trying to help your community be better. And I love that about you, my friend. Love it, love it.
Right on, brother. Right on, brother. And so, again, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. I know you just got out of another meeting, and now you're here. And so, look, I won't hold you more. But again, be with me on Saturday. Remember, Saturday at 11 a.m., we got another radio show. I want to talk more to my other audience over there. This audience today, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. So we're out there, but I want to speak to some more locals on this coming up Saturday, okay? So let's talk more. Let's give this same platform. Let's continue to push this initiative with having solar on your home. How important is it? Very important. And to live off the grid. Now, there's a battery backup that he spoke about. Many of you that may have just tuned in, the battery backup. Go to Greg Deville on Facebook. You can get this whole show in its entirety. We're recording it right now. Go back and listen for someone that may have missed the information, or if you missed the contact information. You can go to Google for Greg Deville. Google knows who I am. We've spoken together. Google says, I got you locked in, Deville. So go to Greg Deville on Google. If you missed my contact information, 702-349-0162, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty, Deville Solar Marketing, Deville, the Wealth Builder. What we do here in Las Vegas with the many listeners, we want to thank and appreciate you all for listening and tuning in every week, Wednesday, right here at Hot 702.5. We're right here at the radio station live, giving information about wealth ideas. And so again, Dana LeBlanc, man, I want to appreciate you for giving of your time, for giving of your valuable time. I know you had so much other things going on, so many other things going on, but thank you again. And I'll be talking with you again this coming week on our other show. Okay, so I appreciate you, Dana. Thank you, brother. All right. Take care, everybody. Look, I'm about to get out of this square chair, air chair. It's time for me to move on to something else I've got for the day. But again, go back to Facebook. Take a listen. Take a look at what we were talking about. This week's show we're starting a campaign for solar marketing. Again, I have it on my home. I haven't gotten a power bill in over 2 years. It's been wonderful. Some of you that are getting a power bill, sometimes you're dealing with capacity. You just don't have enough capacity to accommodate. Or if you purchased it from someone and there was 3 in a home and you've got 5 in a home. So you may need to consider installing more. For any questions you may have, give us a contact call at 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. And until I talk to you next time, Las Vegas, may God's best be yours.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah. Jones, hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.